Main topics of today's program. The main topics of today's program include US H-1B and green card reforms. Who will be the biggest winners? Trump says the midterm elections will be a referendum on inflation and the economy. New Year wishes from Times Square. Weight loss, love, and no AI. A massive federal funding fraud scandal in Minnesota, with the FBI stepping in. California audit report exposes massive losses across 8 state agencies. US crime rates drop nationwide but rise in multiple major cities. NASA releases its 2026 calendar, showcasing rare and stunning cosmic phenomena. H-1B and green card reform. Who wins, who loses? Let's begin with the latest developments in U.S. immigration reform, focusing on H-1B work visas and the green card system, and examine who stands to gain the most. The U.S. government has recently announced a sweeping immigration reform package, with major changes targeting the H-1B visa program and permanent residency pathways. The core message can be summed up in one sentence. High salary, high skill talent will be the biggest winners. H-1B visa changes. The familiar lottery system is officially coming to an end. Starting February 27, 2026, the U.S. will adopt a weighted selection system, in which applicants with higher salaries and stronger skill sets will have a higher probability of being selected. This new system will apply to the FY 2027 H-1B cap. Simply put, the higher your salary, the better your odds. The system divides wages into 4 tiers. Applicants at the highest wage level may see their selection odds double compared to the old lottery system, while entry-level applicants at wage level 1 could see their chances cut in half. Under this framework, major tech companies such as Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and Apple gain a clear advantage, as they sponsor large numbers of highly skilled foreign workers each year. Notably, international students already in the U.S. transitioning from student visas to work visas will not be required to pay the new H-1B application fee of up to $100,000, making the status transition relatively easier for them. This reform also benefits industries such as healthcare, scientific research, and advanced technology, making it easier to attract top global talent. The Department of Homeland Security stated that if employers can demonstrate that hiring a candidate serves the national interest and fills a genuine U.S. labor need, certain restrictions may be waived. Who loses under the new system? The downside is equally clear. Low-wage and low-skill applicants, especially entry-level workers, will face sharply reduced chances. Small and medium-sized businesses may hesitate to sponsor visas due to higher costs and stricter scrutiny. Non-STEM international students, including those in liberal arts, business, and some social sciences, will find it harder to qualify due to lower starting salaries. Green card changes and the Trump Gold Card. Turning to green cards, the most eye-catching change is the introduction of the Trump Gold Card. Under this program, individuals can obtain permanent residency by paying a $1 million contribution plus a $15,000 processing fee. Companies can participate by donating $2 million plus the same processing fee. The government revealed that approximately 1,300 gold cards were sold within days, generating $1.3 billion in revenue. For high-income professionals, the pathway from H-1B to permanent residency has become significantly smoother. However, for low-skill visa holders, the path to a green card becomes even more difficult. Businesses that rely on low-cost labor may also struggle to retain workers. Additionally, under new vetting rules, anyone deemed connected to content moderation violations or disinformation activities may face outright visa denial. One of the most impacted groups is those relying on the diversity visa lottery. The Department of Homeland Security has announced that the Green Card Lottery program, which previously attracted nearly 20 million applicants annually, has been suspended indefinitely. Trump. Midterms will be a referendum on inflation and the economy. In a recent interview with Politico, former President Donald Trump framed the 2026 midterm elections as a referendum on inflation and economic performance. He argued that lowering inflation, reducing energy costs, and increasing wages are critical to Republicans maintaining control of Congress. Trump stated that Democrats allowed prices to surge, while his administration is driving prices down. He pointed to falling energy prices and declining gasoline costs as evidence. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, inflation has eased. Third-quarter GDP growth exceeded expectations at 4.3%. November data shows headline CPI up 2.7% year-over-year, well below expectations of 3.1%. Core CPI up 2.6%, the lowest level since March 2021. The American Automobile Association reported crude oil prices fell about 21% this year. Average gas prices dropped to around $2.83 per gallon. Trump also announced agreements with major pharmaceutical companies to lower drug prices to historically low levels. New Year wishes at Times Square. As 2025 draws to a close, Times Square's annual New Year wish wall once again drew massive participation. Since opening in early December, over 180,000 wishes were collected via handwritten notes and online submissions. The most common wishes focused on weight loss and better health, finding or maintaining relationships, family safety, improved financial conditions. Organizers told the New York Post that New Year rituals help people set personal goals centered on stability and happiness. This year, some wishes reflected modern anxieties, including messages like, "No more AI." While not mainstream, such notes stood out as expressions of unease or humor amid rapid technological change. Together, these wishes form an emotional snapshot of contemporary society. Minnesota, a $9 billion federal fraud scandal. Next, we turn to a major federal funding fraud case in Minnesota. On December 28th, FBI Director Patel announced increased federal resources to investigate what he described as only the tip of the iceberg. He referenced the earlier Feeding Our Future case, the largest pandemic relief fraud in U.S. history, in which a nonprofit falsified meal records for thousands of children, illegally obtaining $250 million. So far, 78 individuals have been charged and 57 convicted. The investigation largely centers on Somali immigrant communities in Minnesota. Some suspects allegedly attempted to obstruct justice, including one who tried to bribe a juror with $120,000. Prosecutors estimate total fraud linked to the community could reach $9 billion, nearly matching Somalia's GDP. The case gained public attention after a viral video by independent journalist Ju Lei, which showed child care centers allegedly collecting millions in funds despite not operating. Republican leaders, including House Majority Whip Tom Emmer, Rep. Mike Lawler, and Vice President J.D. Vance weighed in, escalating the controversy. Governor Tim Walz has denied negligence, though a group claiming to represent over 480 state employees alleged whistleblowers were ignored and retaliated against. California audit. Billions lost across 8 agencies. A new report from the California State Auditor labeled 8 state agencies as high risk, citing waste, fraud, mismanagement, and abuse of authority. Key findings include SNAP benefit error rates near 11%, risking $2.5 billion in future state costs. Poor dam management, with dozens posing downstream safety risks. Over $1.5 billion in improper unemployment payments over 2 years. At least $4 billion in questionable Medi-Cal payments. Thousands of unused pandemic-era devices still incurring costs. $24 billion in homelessness, spending lacking complete records. Critics describe the situation as a systemic collapse of state governance. Crime rates, national decline, local surges. Nationwide violent crime fell in 2025, but several cities saw increases. Cities with rising crime include Omaha, Nebraska, Los Angeles County, CA, Atlanta, Georgia, Columbus, Ohio, Tampa, Florida, Suffolk County and Wheatgrass, Wichita, Kansas, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Denver. NASA's 2026 calendar, stunning cosmic views. Finally, NASA released its 2026 calendar featuring breathtaking space imagery. January, Webb Telescope reveals a cosmic tornado. February, Curiosity rover explores Gale Crater. March, lunar morning shadows. April, cloud formations over Peru. May, cellular research on aging and disease. June, star cluster cosmic garland. July, massive Atlantic storm systems. August, algal blooms at Pyramid Lake. September, total solar eclipse in Texas. October, space crop research. November, Lucy spacecraft asteroid flyby. December, astronauts observe rare red auroras.